It's about an angsty teenager. Probably learns through a lot of grief. He's definitely dying in this one. He's learning to have hope in a very tough, hopeless looking situation. And probably that repeated multiple times. Hey random stranger, we're back for more anime OPs, yay!
This time is going to be an Isekai edition where all of the series are from Isekai shows and Arcee has to guess what kind of world they're from.
That's great. I know nothing. Yeah. I've not watched an Isekai before. I'm not even aware of the tropes and stuff of Isekai, so this is going to be fantastic. And it's going to be total shot in the dark.
Do you know what an Isekai is?
So I know that it's when someone dies and then they get reincarnated as someone else, usually in like a fantasy world or something, or a game world. That's pretty much all I know.
Yeah, pretty much. The definition is pretty much like a different world. Like Isekai is a different world, but it's a broad genre. But in general, yes, you are on the right path.
And they always die, right? I mean, I guess that's
they don't always die.
Okay.
They don't always die. From my understanding, it's like it's a trope where people do die, but from my memory, not all of them are.
Oh, before we start, I lied. I have watched an Isekai. I've watched well, I don't know if you'd call it an Isekai, but what is it called? The one that we watched.
Which
Aqua. Which the doctor dying and then he became
Oshinoko. No, but that's not an isekai. That's not an isekai. That's reincarnation. See, that's different. Isekai is specifically someone being transported to a world that's not their world.
Oh,
so that's the definition of isekai. Is like they have to be displaced into a different world. So reincarnation is not an isekai. It's just kind of a very tropey thing that happens to force them into a different world.
Oh, okay. Cool. You learn things. Yeah. Shall we get started with the first one then?
Yeah.
Oh boy, okay.
Let's go.
All right. Oh, super electronified. Oh, like a roaring of a motor. Okay. Interesting vocal. It reminds me of Ado, but it's not Ado. It's kind of like Ado light. Hey. Yeah, she's got that grit in her voice, which is great. Man, this is a rough baseline. I love all these sound effects they're incorporating into the instrumentation. Like that. What? I don't know how to describe that. Almost like a machine screaming. Hey! Okay. A lot of like sirens in the background. This is very cool. I love that sound. What is it? It's It reminds me of like the horror sound effect you make with strings. Hey, good. I love this variation. Okay, I'm hearing some like military drums in the background as well. Is that war siren? Is it gonna end in an explosion? No. Oh, it ends in like a demonic voice. What the? I mean, that is definitely a song to get your blood pumping for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have a string of adjectives in my head upon listening to that.
Yes.
Like,
Go for it.
Dark, gritty, wartime. I think because of like there was parts where, especially towards the end, where they had the military drumming going on, which was cool. Mech. Are there mechs involved? It was just very like a lot of electronic sounds. Her voice doubled up on itself towards the like electronified versions of herself, just singing on top of each other, which is cool. I mean, even just when it's her pure vocals, she's very gritty, kind of like injecting that aggressive growl into her vocals, which I really like. Wait, let me just listen to certain parts. There was that sound effect I kept mentioning that I was kind of obsessed with, like it's
the horror sound.
Yeah, the like the if I can pinpoint it, it happens a lot. No, it's during the verse, I guess. Is it that? Yeah. Yeah, that gave me horror vibes. It definitely sounds like at least synthy strings doing the creepy slide up the fingerboard really fast.
Okay.
Like the psycho, it's a dun, 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 you know, the psycho string effect.
Yeah.
Ooh, as to what it could be about.
Yeah.
I would imagine, I would be very shocked if it wasn't an anime that had a very dark palette to it. Like it's very dark colors. It's a grim sort of apocalyptic kind of landscape. Definitely a war setting. I think it's too badass not to be this full-blown war setting. Military, something military related. I think they deliberately put in a lot of machine sounds, maybe like modern military. So not like Attack on Titan where it was very, you know, pre-modern. This definitely sounds a lot more
like within the last
sci-fi-y.
century modern.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know. I really like that one. I just felt that it was interesting from start to finish. Just so many sounds to pick up on.
Very hype.
Yeah.
All right, are you?
I'm ready.
You want me to tell you what it's from? Yep, it is from the Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Tanya the Evil. Okay.
Yes.
So the protagonist is actually an antagonist. Like we're following someone who's actually evil.
We'll watch the opening and then you can make your determination.
Okay.
Okay, so Saga of Tanya the Evil is actually suggested from Random Thorn on Coffee.
Random Thorn!
And yay, thank you. It's actually, the Japanese name is called Youjo Senki. So we were like, oh, better not have the English name on there because it's probably too obvious.
Oh, yeah. No, good call.
Yes.
But no, good taste too.
So,
yeah. It's so funny because I am definitely drawn to like darker pieces. It's probably because I'm a very dark person myself.
But yes, so reminder for everyone here that you can suggest a song on Coffee, and it will definitely go on the next list if you donate there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. 3, 2, 1, play. Wow. Whoa. Yeah, okay. It's like, what, World War II? Oh my god, she is scary. Yeah, all those gears. It was definitely well reflected in all the machine-like sounds. What? What is this girl doing in this setting? This is terrible. Okay, so it's like a European war, just based on the map.
You also have to remember it's an isekai, so someone got displaced into this world.
Oh, okay. Was there some evil warlord who got reborn as a young blonde girl? That's crazy. Oh. What's that crest? I'm trying to tell if it's based on an actual nation or if it's just... It's definitely European. Yeah, World War II or World War One setting? Ooh, that's scary, that voice. She's leading the troops.
Yep.
Which is bizarre. Yeah. But she started out as an orphan and then they turned her into this. That looks like a British soldier that she's shooting at. Is she German or something? Okay. Interesting. But they're flying.
Yep.
Okay,
so it is an alternate universe of the real world.
Oh, sort of like a fantasy
alternate
reality based on past wars. Okay.
Yes. So it's based on World War One, alternate version of World War One.
Oh, it's World War One. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, these Saga are pretty scary. Okay, interesting. That bass line, very effective. Simple but effective. Yeah. Nice.
Do you want me to tell you the premise of the show and who the person was prior to being displaced?
Yeah.
So, he was a Japanese salaryman who was punished by God for his atheism and refusal to acknowledge God. And so I think from my memory, because I remember reading the first few chapters when it first came out, it went something along the lines of he is someone who he fired someone, and the person who got fired pushed him off at the train station.
Oh my god, that's so
and
dark.
then he died. And then when he met God, he was like, "No, I don't believe in you." And then God is just like, "Well, I'm gonna send you to a world where you're gonna need and want my help." And so he sent him to alternate version,
the front lines of World War One.
Yeah, and so he's just basically living off spite and being like, "No, I'm gonna survive here."
Wow.
As a young girl in
yeah. This doesn't seem like something that you could binge because you'd just be so depressed afterwards. You gotta space out the depression. It looks like something I would watch though, because I haven't seen many, I guess, early 20th century based animes. I think that would be interesting.
I mean, I didn't read very far, so I don't actually know where it goes. I think I only read the first 3 chapters or something when it first released, and then I didn't continue. So
yeah, I mean, but
yeah,
it's not just adults that she's leading into battle though. There's this other girl or woman. Maybe it's this very short
young woman.
Yeah,
she could just be
she
very
looks like
short.
She's 10 though. I don't know. Maybe in this world, child soldiers are a thing.
Yeah,
could
be, or she is just very competent at what she does.
Even, I mean, their dress, it's very German looking. The colors and stuff.
Yeah. Imperial Army.
So she's on the side of the Germans. She's, I mean, assuming that they use the
Fighting.
nations, original nations. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they use original nations or not, but that does look British soldier like.
Ah, totally.
The red coat and everything.
Not that they would have worn this in World War One, but that's
it
would have represented them. Yeah. Cool. Dark, depressing. No, I think the OPD would have fit this to a T.
Did well.
Yeah. All right, track number 2. We are ready. In 3, 2, 1, play. You put this after the first one deliberately, didn't you? Just whiplash. Bright splashes of color. Life is wonderful. No scary sounds. Got the inspirational piano. Ooh, it's very whimsical. Switching to 3/4 time there. I guess no one dies in this isekai. They're just having fun. Nice string rundown. Also, the must be a very young, like, main character. Just like bright-eyed, naive. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow, this is like following just inspirational, uplifting anime OP formula to the letter. Including like a lovely like guitar solo. Just constant string arpeggios. And there's that key change I was waiting for. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very pleasant. Like it's so sweet. Yeah, that was a good move putting it after the first one because
And now you can't blame me for not putting any chill songs in.
I mean, this is more like, let's go, let's explore the world. The world is amazing. Very just
So what
wide-eyed wonder. I don't know if
what kind of world?
it's really hard. Like, I can't place it in like a certain time period. All of the instruments
It's an
used
adventure
are
show.
pretty standard. All I could really say is like it's a very young protagonist. Or maybe they were just like a depressed dude who died and reincarnated into this lovely world where everyone's really nice and friendly. Or like just like funny and happy-go-lucky kind of world, and he learns to really appreciate life. I don't know. He's like, life isn't all that bad, you know? Also, I think I cheated a little because I kept hearing the lyrics, something Sekai. And I was like, they must be singing about how amazing this world is. Like, you should go out into the world and with wide eyes and just have fun, is the sense I got from this. Yeah, just bright colors. Very bright colors.
Bright colors.
Yeah. A total opposite to the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I placed it here.
Yeah.
Shall I let you know which one it is?
Yes.
So it's a show called KonoSuba, and I think it's probably...
I've heard of that one. I don't know what it's about,
You probably have. It's a fairly popular isekai show, but we'll watch the opening and you can make your determination from there.
All right, so the name of this tractor is God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. It's not on the nose at all. Well, look, if that's the title, then the music did fantastically. You could not write a more sweeter, happier piece of music. Let's play this in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. European fantasy world. Ah, he looks young. Oh, there's a party of them. Are they all in love with him? Like, no comment.
I don't know. I haven't watched the show, so I don't know.
Oh, I love that there's a knight in there. Hey. Dance scene for the 3/4 time. Even the monsters look really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a mage, he's got a knight. And what's that other girl?
Moral support character, probably.
What?
I'll tell you in a moment.
Okay. Yay! It's so funny. Like, they do like the little piano ding. I don't know if you heard it. So just... yeah, there. Yeah, so they do this piano ding as if to like just, it's like a little exclamation mark to make it super sweet. Leading into the chorus. Ding!
Oh.
I don't know, it just tickles me as a pianist. It's like ding! Just to be like, yep. Yeah. All of the piano parts are like in the way, like in the upper registers. Very high up there. Okay, tell me more about this moral support character.
Oh, okay.
Surely she has a purpose.
I haven't watched the show. Okay, I'm going to tell you the premise from what I've Googled. So Kazuma is the guy. He's a high school student, gamer, and shut-in. He died on a very average day walking home from school. He awakened in the afterlife greeted by the beautiful but rude girl named Aqua. So the blue girl that you're like,
Of course.
what is she? She is named Aqua, who claims to be a goddess that guides a youth whose life got cut short. Aqua then offers him a choice to go to heaven or to get sent to another world to defeat the Demon King. Of course, Kazuma's gamer instincts kicked in, and he chooses to start a new life in a real-life RPG. There's one last choice Kazuma has to make. He is allowed to choose one thing to take with him to the new world. After puzzling over it, he chooses Aqua, the goddess.
I see. So she was never meant to be there. Okay.
Yeah. And so the running joke from my understanding of the anime community is that Aqua is she's useless. Like, she doesn't,
I mean, comedic relief, maybe. Like, that's the whole point.
So it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of comedy and parody of like RPG tropes. So yeah, so that's KonoSuba.
It must have been huge if even I have heard the name.
Yeah, it's a pretty big comedy isekai show.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. And so the main character, the guy, he's like a NEET. Like,
yes,
he's a
NEET
gamer, an average gamer.
He's an average high school gamer. Yeah.
Okay.
That died.
I'd be really interested to see what the mage and the knight is like.
Oh, yeah. You'll have fun.
Interesting. Yeah.
I know what they're like, but I think you're better off experiencing it yourself.
Yeah.
Next?
Yep. Next. Track 3. 3, 2, 1, play. Drums. A little bit darker. Somewhere in between the first one and the second one. Ooh. Oh man. Okay, I'm really loving that electric guitar. Ooh, just going up the scale. I don't know why I'm getting like angsty teenager vibes. There's just a lot of shifts in rhythm and the texture of the piece. Okay, and that bass on every single beat. Boom, 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 boom. And you have these parts. And it does that twice in a row. And they go soft here again. Yeah, that's odd. And then back to this. Ooh. Da, da. Hey! Nice. Yeah, those guitars are killing it. Ah. Just boom. Okay.
Yep.
Man, there's so much angst and tension in this one because of a couple of things. Okay, so I really like this part where the bass line was going up the scale, like it was going da da da, and then the vocals were doing the same thing as well, but then they split. So the bass line goes back to the da da da, while the vocals keeps going up the scale da da da. So they're doing it at the same time. Da 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 da. And it happens here. Da 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 da. She keeps going up. And the bassline goes back down to there. Yeah.
Oh.
And so it's kind of like you have two things going on at the same time that are just building up lots of tension in two different ways at the same time. And so that's why I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's really hype. That's cool. I really like that counter melody thing that they did there. And just basically a lot of just switching between the driving type beat, and then you have like 2 bars of just lovely piano. Yeah, like that. But it happens twice in a row. Like often they'll just keep going with this beat, like they'll go back to the hype, but then they do it again. That's funny. Hence why I was like, man, this is like totally mimicking the internal emotional ups and downs of like a really angsty teenager.
So what do you think the show is about, and what world do you think the character got transported to?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of difficult. Like I could totally see how this could be very like a game-like world. Like there's a lot more hard instruments, but this could just easily this could easily be just like another fantasy setting. Like, yeah, it's hard to say. Because again, it's reverting back to the, there's the piano, there's electric guitars. It's about an angsty teenager who has some serious issues, getting transported into a world where he has to figure out his like personality such inner demon issues. And then it's like, I would say it's definitely not as happy-go-lucky as the previous one, because there's quite a lot of injection built into the chords and the instrumentation. I feel like there'd definitely be, I don't know, he probably learns through a lot of grief and loss. Like there's definitely dying in this one, but there's also, he's learning to have hope in a very tough, hopeless looking sort of situation, and probably that repeated multiple times.
Why multiple times?
It's just very up and down. Like, okay, it's 4 minutes and 18 seconds. It just takes you through a lot of motions. That's all I've got.
There's a lot of switch ups.
There's a lot of it's staying within like the set structure that they have, but they vary it a lot. The feeling I'm getting is intense, and then a moment of reflection, and then really intense, and then a moment of it's just very up and down. all the time.
Yep.
I feel like I'm meant to be saying more. I can't. It's
No,
really hard. Like I'm finding the isekai ones a lot harder. I don't know why. Like I think they're just more, they're fitting more within a typical like anime OP structure. So there's not much for me to grasp onto and be like, ooh, because they use this instrument or because they use this chord progression, it means this. Like it's a lot harder.
And that's okay too. It's still interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm enjoying listening to them just for what they are.
Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
It's from ReZero. Have you heard of that one before?
It's tickling the edges of my memory, but no.
Well, watch the opening and then you can make your judgment.
Okay, let's do this. See what we can get from the... Is this the opening? Yep.
Yes, this is the opening of ReZero.
ReZero. 3, 2, 1, go. Is he also a NEET?
He is also a NEET, yeah.
They seem to have this like typical look about them.
They all look the same.
And it's always a party of girls as well. Like male protagonists and then surrounded by a bunch of girls.
I mean, that's generally what the otaku audience wants.
And she's his Aqua. It's many versions of him. Oh yeah, there's our angsty teenager. I love how hard this song goes. It's just a very pure struggle song. With just the right amount of hope injected into it. So that's the home key. It's a C. The song is in C minor. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I love that they put the one shot of him like crying in anguish because I feel validated now.
Grieve.
Yeah. I do like that. So we've listened to 3 OPs so far. Each of them matched what it seems like the show's vibe is. Like very dark to very bright and happy to somewhere in the middle now with this one. That's it's actually really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you gather anything else from the opening?
Oh,
from the visuals?
Let me just go back. I found it interesting that, well, this part where is he glitching into different versions of himself? There's always a maid in these, I'm noticing. Always maids somewhere. Okay, so this is a part where the music turns very hopeful. So I feel like she definitely has a lot to do with him discovering the brighter side to life. That's not all gloom and doom. Like she is his reason for continuing to fight, I guess. Yeah, she's always there when the music goes hopeful, like very prominently. Yeah, this part I found was interesting. I mean, isn't that just the perfect visual representation of your teenage years? Like, you're not really sure who you want to be. You're trying out different versions of yourself. Most of the versions of yourself are telling you that you're shit. You're a shit person. And you're just trying to find your way out. Find your true self.
Oh my god, poor teenagers.
I know. I'm glad I never was one. No, that's a lie. Yeah.
How did you skip your teenage years?
I don't know, I was just born as an 80-year-old woman. This is also set in a, like it looks like a mostly medieval fantasy sort of world. Maybe not medieval fantasy, I don't know. Just their dress. Fantasy. Yeah, just general fantasy. And look at how many, like, look at all these supporters. I'm assuming they're all in some way tied to him emotionally. Or all in love with him in some way, shape or form. Oh, that looked brutal. Just got like stabbed through with a dark tentacle. There was chains. Okay, this is definitely giving me that, as much as it is like a physical combat kind of show, it's equally, or if not more, sort of this mental struggle to get through what it is that he has to get through. It's kind of like he has to overcome the darkness in his mind as much as what it is that's attacking him externally. And I would say, like, linking it back to the OP definitely gives you a lot of tension-filled moments just over and over and over again. Like some songs, you know, it's like it builds slowly from the beginning and then it peaks at the end, you know, like that. Whereas this one, it was like tension and a little bit of release, tension, and then just over and over again. Yeah, that's why I feel like this guy is going to suffer a lot. Is it
anything
like,
else?
does he die over and over? Like when you are isekai'd, do you, if you die in the isekai world, do you just get reborn again in that same world?
Depends on the show. You're on the right track.
Because it seems like he dies a lot. Like,
you're on the right track.
Okay.
For this show.
And I'm like, what would cause Max mental pain and anguish and just personality split is if you died over and over and over again. Each time you kind of lose a bit of you or you get traumatized again and again and again. So I think that would fit.
You got it. I don't even need to explain the premise anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, visually, I think that it reflects it quite well. Yeah.
Yeah, and the song name is called Redo.
Oh, of course.
I did remember watching again, I haven't watched the show, I only watched like a couple of episodes at the start. Basically, high school student gets summoned to like a fantasy world and then he meets the girl and then shit happens and then they died and then he suddenly wakes up again like to a time prior to that event, and so the day just like keeps repeating itself until like so the struggle is getting past that day.
Oh my god. Oh, so it's like Groundhog Day but incredibly violent and traumatic. Yes. Okay,
pretty much he'll like die a lot and then come back. So that's why when you said angsty teenager, I was like, yeah, going through grief.
But good reason to be angsty. I mean, he kept dying all the time. Okay.
And it hurts. It's not like he doesn't feel anything. He'll still feel everything about his death. And then he'll
remember it as well when he comes back.
Yeah, from my understanding is that he'll remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. All right, this is track 4. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh. This is chill. Oh, nice. Almost got me there. Oh, that piano's going super fast. Nice. It's very similar vibes to the previous one. Everything's so rapid. Nice. Okay, quiet, contemplative part. Okay, interesting that they use guitar for that and not the piano. And then key change. Ooh. Not yet. Whoa, there, whoa, they delayed that key change. I guess that's kind of like a surprise. Okay. That felt like a very, very long song. Oh man, this one's so hard. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, again, it's just, it's nice is what I can say, which adds absolutely nothing. I liked the rapidness of the piano and even her vocals, like the rhythmically, it's quite like a fast BPM. I mean, I do have, it's so interesting to me as a classical pianist. Because we had like a good 30 seconds of just this piano. Yeah, I think, okay, I don't really have very good guesses as to what the anime could be about other than, is it another teenager? But what I was going to say about the piano. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, E major. I can't do accents properly on this keyboard. But yeah, I was going to comment on how pianos in anime music, the way that they place their pulses is so different to how you're trained as a classical pianist to do it.
In what way? I
guess it's like in anime music, the pulses are a lot more often. So it's like da, 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 da. Almost every bar or almost sometimes every beat on the bar, you're pulsing. Yeah, whereas with classical music, you're often taught, well, you are taught to phrase multiple bars, string them along together into one long phrase. So it would be da, 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 and for like, you know, a long stretch of bars instead of pulsing every single bar.
Is it like they're using the piano more like a percussion instrument rather than like a melodic piano?
I would say it's more because it's so much more like driving. Like it's It's a lot more hype. It's a good way to like, I don't know, just create that sense of constant moving forward. Whereas in classical music, it's often, there is like a story being told, but it's a lot stretched out. The tension is a lot more drawn out than in something like, you know, a 3 to 4 minute piece. Obviously, like that's why I find it so fascinating coming from a classical background and listening to when songs like this with a very prominent piano part, the techniques are just so different. How you would approach like the piano.
And you have to
technique.
remember, it's not just a 4 minute piece. It's actually a 1 minute and 30-second or so piece because the opening is only around that time frame.
Yeah.
So they have to like get things in that time frame.
Yeah, I guess that's what struck me the most just listening to this. Like it's very super pulsed, and it's so funny because if you ever did that in a classical piano lesson, you just get smacked because you'd be like, why are you pulsing so much? That's what amateurs do. You need to like feel the phrasing and like, you know where you're going at least like 32 bars ahead, you know? Yeah, whereas this is just, yeah, let's do it. This is just feeling it in the moment. Yeah, it's so different. It's cool. I love it.
What do you think it means though for the show?
I don't know if I were to like guess what it means for the show based on just the pulsing of the piano, I think I'd just be talking out of my ass because I'm pretty sure like every anime OP does that with the piano.
What can you gather from this song? Other than Teenager.
Okay, let's go to the part where it picks up a bit. You're really testing me. Like,
the key change was cool that it was delayed.
The delayed key change.
Yeah. Like, key change?
Okay. Based on that very delayed key change, do they have a lot of Dirksek machinas? Like, they pull a solution out of their ass, like right at the last second all the time? Is that it?
I mean, there could be a nicer way to
Oh, sorry. The heroes, like, they're really like back to the wall, and then all of a sudden they get a genius idea, and it always happens at the very last second. I mean, that's just like any anime though, with like this sort of. Sorry, I'm trying to get a win any way I can. But yeah, that key change was funny. Literally, what, the last 30 seconds? Nice before this. Yeah. Yeah, it was the last 20 something seconds. Yeah. That was crazy.
It like came out of nowhere.
Yes, well done, well done. It definitely. Yeah, I was like, yep. Yeah, because when I hear like one of these, you know, quote unquote typical opening types of songs, I'll just be like, yep, here's the key change. Yep, here's where they're gonna put in like the instrumental. Here's where they're gonna do the quiet bridge. And usually I'm right, and then they got me. They tricked me. So well done.
Or maybe the show is something similar.
Oh, like it's actually one thing. You think it's gonna be one thing, but it's actually not.
Maybe. Do you want to know what the show is about?
Yeah, you probably should tell me. I'm not going to get anything else.
Okay. The show is called No Game, No Life.
Okay.
And I'll just show you the opening.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for No Game, No Life. 3, 2, 1, play. Ah, pretty. Is there always a main couple in these isekais? Plus some other extra girls on the side. Yeah. There's always a main couple. Yeah. Okay. Chess game.
I can't say all.
like a very rich world. Worlds. Oh, are they like chess champions or something? And they have to fight for their lives by winning at chess? Oh, I love that library. Hey. That's checkmate. Oh, okay. I mean, there didn't seem to be much gore and blood in this one. It's just like you win by winning at chess?
Close. More broad.
Oh, just like board games generally? Oh, just games. Just games. Okay.
Just games, yeah.
Interesting. Like the settings are so different from game to game, I guess.
It's very fantastical.
Yeah. I guess they have to win a series of games before they can get out of this world that they're trapped in. Well, I mean, that's a question. Like, how often do these people who get isekai'd into these different worlds want to go back to the real world?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because I imagine, I mean, I'm assuming they're like super gamers in the real world and there's no challenge left for them in the real world and they're just absolutely depressed and bored. And that's why they get isekai'd. Because God is like, you guys need to challenge yourselves more.
I'm speechless because that's actually how it went.
What, they're champion chess, yeah, I mean, not chess gamers?
Yeah, they're pro gamers that have never lost, and basically the god from the other world challenged them and sent them to another world where the world is basically, there's no violence or battles or anything. Everything is settled through games. So
that's so wholesome.
From my memory of the show, because I did watch it when it released, it was like there's a lot of different races and they all like specialize in different types of games and stuff. And humans are like basically the bottom of the ranking. Like they're about to be devoured by all the other races.
Why are we so bad at games?
And so these two got sent by God being like, do you want to play a game? And so they're there to try and build up humanity again. Like they're trying to win for humans by going to like challenging the other races to games.
Oh, I see. I wonder which race is at the top of the pack.
I don't really remember. There's only one season. I'm pretty sure like it's adapted from a light novel and there's like a lot more after season 1. I remember there's a lot of people going like, where's season 2? Are we ever going to get season 2? We haven't. We don't have season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's one of those shows where there's a lot of games that happen. And so there's a lot of, tricks up your sleeve kind of things that happen.
Like master moves. Yeah. And like a lot of like, I can't believe they did that.
It's like, I planted this trap. Oh, you evaded my trap.
Yeah. She deliberately sacrificed her pawn to capture my king. Yeah, like all that stuff. Yeah. Well, I thought it was cool as to not give away so much of what kinds of games are in the series. They kind of just used like chess imagery. Throughout. Because that's the ultimate game, I guess. Ultimate game of strategy.
I actually have shown you one section of this anime. But I think you were like, why?
Oh.
I don't know if you remember. It's the Shiritori game.
I vaguely remember it, and I vaguely remember it being super bizarre, and my mind couldn't catch up to it in the moment.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. It's one of those shows where like every game is like, you kind of know the basics of the game, but then they'll kind of like exaggerate it in different ways.
Yeah. Okay.
They'll like make it really fun in different ways. Yeah. Like, at least that's from my memory.
What an interesting mind this anime must have sprung from. Someone who clearly loves games and is just like taking them to their furthest extent possible. Yeah. And then some. That's cool.
And they're just having fun. And I think during that time, it was one of those shows that really stood out aesthetically because I don't know if you notice like the color palette and how they actually draw the lines. Like all of the lines are actually like colored. They're not just like a shade of black. They're actually colored
Ah,
lines.
okay. No, I would not have noticed
So
that.
it
Yeah.
so it made the like the art like stand out
Yeah.
compared to all of the others at that time.
That would have been way more expensive to produce then, wouldn't it?
I don't know
Like,
if it's expensive. I mean, just not use black. You just use a different
oh.
color. I don't know. I don't know enough about animation.
It's a very different premise.
Very different world. Like very fun. Like a very fun, interesting world.
I wonder though, since it's all settled by games and stuff, is it still very high stakes then? Like what happens when you lose? I mean, I guess I have to watch it.
You'll have to watch it to find
Yeah,
out because I
okay.
don't remember. It's
Okay.
been a while.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm like, interestingly, how would you create high stakes if I guess there's no
Well,
gore and violence and blood and death as much?
maybe it's like land, taking over land. I don't remember.
Okay, cool.
We'll just have to watch to find out.
Yeah. All right, lucky last track, number 5. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh. Nice. Ah, nice. That acoustic-y guitar. Oh, this is more groan, for sure. I love the hand claps. Just ominous, like, choral background. And also the guy was wailing in the background. I mean, I'm assuming it's the vocalist. Hey! It's almost like flamenco style. Like very, very light flamenco touches. Hey! I love hand claps. I'm a simple person. Ooh. Getting like underworld vibes, you know? But like very cool, classy underworld. Da, 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 da. Ooh. Yep, there you go. Hey! I love how he slides. Whoa. Like that. Oh, that was an interesting sound effect at the end. It sounded like when you drop the bow of the violin, just like, and it skitters on the top. So random. That was very interesting. Probably my favorite, just personally my favorite, because it's so quirky. Thoughts? I mean, the reason why I said it feels like an underworld kind of setting, just because of like the deep choral backup during the chorus. It's very echoey. Yeah, with that deep bass in the choral background there. And then you've got this the wailing, like the like it's the guy. And he's singing very high. And like the flamenco touches with like the hand claps. That's why I was like, just a bunch of like underworld gods just having champagne, hanging around in a like dusky bar. Oh, hello. Yeah, the vocalist definitely injects a lot of like scratchiness into his voice. I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of vibrato on there. And then you have the like just like I don't know. Okay, I'm stuck.
That's okay. Just anything else from the music that was interesting or jumped out?
If the vocalist reflects who the main character is, say they're very suave, very confident in themselves, sort of like top of the pack kind of feeling, like I'm better than everyone else. Maybe he rules the underworld. I don't know. And he has like a whole heap of minions at his disposal, like demons, zombies, just yeah, things that you'd relate to, you know, horror. It's not like scary horror, it's more like campy horror, if that makes sense.
Not really. Please explain.
It's giving me Wednesday vibes, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's
actually
haunted and scary, the scary stuff, but it's also like quite playful.
Yeah.
And humorous.
It's not true horror, it's just horror-esque vibe.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe this main character has really expensive tastes in wine. That's what the flamenco is giving me. He like waltzes around the dance floor with like a rose in between his teeth. I don't know. Yeah. I know, it's really cool. I really like
it's a great
the
song.
different types of sounds they incorporated. Especially the flamenco-esque elements.
Can you explain what that means?
Oh, I mean, it's the really rapid strumming of the guitar, like rhythmic strumming of the guitar, so that you can kind of actually hear the nylon strings when they strum it. I mean, you could probably hear that. There was a quiet part where it's just the guitar and the vocalist. The hand claps, obviously. I mean, I don't think it's adhering to like technically flamenco rhythms, but it's just giving that type of vibe. Yeah. Okay, before we move on, just a bit of flamenco.
Okay. Please tell me.
Those are the castanets. Well, you tell me. You know what the castanets are. I'm very bad with like percussive instruments. They should start clapping soon. Yeah, that's just what that reminded me of.
Oh.
Yeah, and you see that very rapid strumming, the acoustic guitar. Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit overpowered by the clapping, but
Yeah, that's what I was imagining, like, the main character doing.
like doing tap dancing.
Well, not necessarily tap dancing, just like some form of dancing in a
Oh, I
suit.
see. In a suit, drinking wine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Tell
I
me
see.
what the series
All
is
right.
about. I would love to
So
know.
this is actually one of the suggestions from the commenters from I can't remember which video it was. The series is called Overlord, and they requested the fourth opening.
Oh,
So I,
specifically the fourth opening.
they specifically the fourth opening. So I was
The
like,
death
well,
opening.
I don't know the series enough. So I was like, well, I trust the commenter. Here we go. We do the fourth
Hey,
opening.
thank you so much. I really liked the song. It was just the right amount of quirky for me. I think I tend to lean more towards, just away from the typical anime OP sounding like tracks. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I think I just personally like more eccentric tracks. So that was really cool. Thank you.
Shall we watch the opening?
Yep. Okay. All right. The fourth opening of Overlord. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. He's a skull dude. Okay, I mean, that's Underworld, right? No? Wow. He definitely looks like head honcho. I also love the whispering part. That's cool. Ooh. So many different factions. What? Man, this looks pretty epic.
Yeah.
There are definitely characters that look more like on the right side, like the righteous side, and then there's like the skull guy. Looks like he's just here to cause chaos. What? I mean, he's got an interesting team behind him. They all kind of look very different. Oh, it ended on some teacups and saucers. A very fancy teapot. It's a fancy guy. Okay, it looks so interesting. I love all the looks of the different characters. There's so much variety. There's cute and innocent elves. It's interesting that his party doesn't really have a unified look. Like, it's kind of looks like a band of misfits. They're kind of like the rejects of all the other factions and groups.
Wow.
I don't know, because if you look at
maybe they just like that look. They
I don't
like
know.
the unique look.
Like the different groups, they kind of have their uniforms or their style of clothing that's quite uniform. We have the suit guys, you have the knight looking guys, and the priestess.
Do you want me to explain the world?
Yeah.
Again, this is another one of those series where I watched like a few episodes and then I didn't continue. But from my memory, it's that this is a virtual game. What happened was that I think from my memory is that the main character is the guild leader, like of that guild, and his avatar is that Lich King look.
Oh,
and
it's a lich.
or like wizard. I'm pretty sure it was a lich.
It's like super
Someone can
bulky.
correct me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a skeletal lich overlord. And so what happened was that the game was kind of dwindling and they were planning to shut down, but because he was so invested, like he's a guild leader of this game and like everyone else has already left, and his like attachment to this game, so he remained in the game when it shut down, and then he basically got stuck in the game. And so all of the
the one diehard fan.
Yeah, like all the NPCs and stuff kind of like came to life. Essentially, they stopped being NPCs; they became like actual people. And so he's just like trying to figure out. But then he also has his own guild. I'm not sure. Someone will need to again correct me. Like all of his all the other characters in his are like people from his guild, but they're now like characters in this world. Like they're not the original
Players.
but they're now like characters in this world. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I really like
So
this.
he's leading them.
Oh. So I was gonna say I like this shot of that smile.
Which smile,
Cheeky
very
smile.
evil smile.
Well,
No, it
I
turns
thought...
evil. It turns evil.
Oh, does it?
Look, go to the next frame. Yeah, see? That's an evil smile.
Oh, I thought it was more like they're faced up against this Lich Overlord, and they're meant to be on opposite sides. So she's like, "Yeah, I could vibe with this Lich Lord."
I don't know.
Okay.
She gave me the I'm
Creepy
a very
vibes.
innocent princess, and then suddenly it's like, no, actually, I'm not.
She's got her own.
That was the vibe I
chapter.
got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like animal people.
Because it's a virtual world game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess these are different guilds, maybe. Like, yeah, you've got the samurai.
Or NPCs
people.
that have factions. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay, that makes more sense then why the army behind this main guy looks so different. Because it would be all of like the former players who pick their own characters, and then the rest of the NPCs have their own, like it's the different areas. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. That looks really fun. With an equally fun OP. Like I think I liked this one the most. I think what I really liked about this OP is that every single section has a part that's really catchy. I mean, obviously with the
like
verse, it's like, yeah, it's the bass line, dun dun dun, boom 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 boom, and then it leads into this. Oh, okay, second part of the chorus, or verse 2. Sorry,
verse.
Dun, 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 dun. And then this part is where you have like the guitar and the clapping, like the rhythmic flamenco is clapping. And then here I love the vocals. It's like everything, actually all components of the vocals here, like the choral background, the background of the guy wailing, and of course the main vocals, it just all worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something in every single section that kind of catches your attention.
Great song.
Yeah, it's a great recommendation. All right, I guess that ends today's round. This is round 3. No, round 4.
Round 4.
No, I love getting to like listen to stuff that I probably never get around to listening to. So yeah, keep those recommendations coming in. That's really cool.
Yep. Next time will definitely be from the recommendations. So everything except for maybe one. No, actually, I think all of the next ones are from the recommendations. So I have no say.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I picked out something like from the recommendations, but whatever came out on top in terms of the tally, or if I found something interesting, it will be on the playlist. So
yeah,
keep suggesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining in, guys. See you next time.
Bye.